ho, 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 ho. Hold on. Ho, ho, woo, woo. Let's go. Let's freaking go. You know the dang vibes. Training camp officially kicks off today. Ladies and gentlemen, we finally made it. We've talked about this nonstop all offseason. It has been a whirlwind, but that whirlwind has landed us right here, right now, with training camp officially engaged. You'll love to see it. Oh, we got all kinds of stuff to talk about today. We got to talk about Kyle Shanahan's podcast, well-timed podcast, may I add. All the things that he discussed and talked about. So we're going to get into that, especially leading into today's press conferences. And guess what, baby? It's training camp. And let's make sure we spell it correctly. Trey, Trey, training camp. Woo-hoo-hoo. Let me drink some more coffee. Oh, yes. Oh, I know you're excited. So if you are excited and you are ready for this season to begin, you know what to do. Drop an SDS in the chat if you're rocking with the Bread Gang. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Punch the sub button right in the face. Punch it. Bow. Hit those noti bells so you don't miss an interview, a live, any of it. You know we on top of that content. Tell them it's Trey Day, baby. It is Trey Day. And let's get right into it. Shall we? Let's get right into it. We had Kyle Shanahan go on Tim Kawakami's podcast, The TK Show, via The Athletic. That pod dropped last night. Shout out the Gluten Gang. I love that one. We got Trey Area in the building. Shout out all the SDS. You love to see it. We got all the Bread Gang. We got people dropping in from across the pond. What's good, Jack? Good to see you. Oh boy, it's time. It is time for the Trey era to begin. If you're still holding on, again, I get it. A lot of people like Jimmy Garoppolo, and I understand why. But let's not kid ourselves anymore. The head honcho, Coach Kyle Shanahan, came out yesterday, and I don't think he could have said it any more clearly, that this time that we are in is Trey Lance's time. Jimmy Garoppolo, and we've talked about, I love the way he talked about Jimmy Garoppolo, because he talked about Jimmy Garoppolo with perfect respect by being able to quantify what Jimmy Garoppolo was and is, and how that translates to Trey, and how very similar things are going to occur. Again, that 2019 season, Jimmy Garoppolo, coming off ACL, had never started a full season. Let's remember that. Jimmy Garoppolo, starting in 2019, now he was in the league a lot longer. He got to learn behind guys like Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, that whole scheme and system with the Patriots, gets traded to the 49ers, plays 5 games, wins them all. 2018 comes around, 2.5 games, tears his ACL in a potential comeback against the Chiefs. Jimmy Garoppolo had not started a full season before that 2019 season. And when we went into 2019, you could see that Jimmy Garoppolo was still coming back from the injury, not only physically, but mentally. And what did Kyle Shanahan talk about yesterday? He said, just like in 2019, we didn't ask Jimmy from the very beginning of the season to just take over. We had an elite defense, and they kept us in games. Then, when the season progressed, you had Jimmy start to flourish and start to shine, and you got the epic duel in the Superdome. Is it the Superdome? Wherever the hell the New Orleans Saints play. You had that epic battle where he outdueled Drew Brees. You had the comeback win against the Rams. You started to see Jimmy get his shoes under him, get his feet, his footing, if you will. And then the team went on a run. When you look at the year, you look at the season that we're heading into, the 2022 season with the San Francisco 49ers, how it's constructed, all that good stuff. All that good stuff. It's kind of similar, isn't it? Trey Lance, he hasn't started a full season. Now, in experience-wise in the league, much less. He got 1 year behind Jimmy Garoppolo, not a couple years behind Tom Brady. And then, the situation that occurred after. But when you look at the entire situation, you understand that the 49ers are going to attack this as a team. Defense, special teams, running the football, Trey Lance. So I thought Kyle did a phenomenal job of just outlining the progression of Jimmy, why Jimmy was successful, why Jimmy was important, and how Trey Lance can do things that are very similar. I don't think the 49ers are going to ask Trey Lance, hey, Trey, we know you're getting your first crack at it. We need you to do it all. We need you to do it all. We need you to run it. We need you to throw it. We need you to score a touchdown. You need to do it. No. The 49ers are going to be a run-first team. They're going to have elite defense on the opposite side of the football. Complementary football is what we're looking for. And Trey Lance, I think, is going to be able to execute that. We also got a little bit – and, another funny thing about the Kyle Shanahan interview. That was fantastic. In the offseason, as of recently, did you guys notice that John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan went and visited their number one quarterback and Brandon Ayuk in LA where they were working out? Went and got some grub, broke bread together. I mean, what are we talking about? We're talking about QB1. We're talking about training camp. We're talking about training camp. You can listen to the whole interview. You do have to be an Athletic member. So if you want to go listen to the whole interview, you kind of got to sub up and get a part of that. But I'm not going to lie, it's worth the listen. It's worth the listen. San Diego, not LA. Thank you. Geography, not a strong suit of mine. But San Diego. I'm not going to say the rest. You know how it goes. But Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch, went down south to go visit QB1 and Brandon Ayuk. And guess what? They were making fun of the arm fatigue narrative. I'm happy. I'm happy as a clam. And so I've seen this round. You like the residency? So this one's going to be dropped in August. So stay tuned. This one's coming in August. This is unreleased. So this will be dropped in August. So you want to get it? Stick around. We'll let you know. But, tell them. Drop your darts. #ArmFitness. #ArmFitness. The boys met up. I think it's underrated. The fact that, not only, Trey Lance, Brandon Ayuk working out this whole offseason, but you got a visit from your general manager and you got a visit from your head coach. You'll love to see it. So, I mean, again, like I said, these haven't dropped yet. But if you want to go, look, you see all the residency hats behind me. You want to go get camp ready? Residency.com, promo code the SF Niners. We got you. But I love it. One, they met up. They had lunch together. And then they just made fun of the arm fitness narrative. Oh, what a way to end the offseason. What a way to end the offseason. Hashtag arm fitness. You love to see it. You absolutely love to see it. Shout out all the homies. I know you guys are excited. And if you are excited and you haven't smashed that like button yet, what are we doing? Smash it. Punch it. Slap the like button. Watch. Because we're slapping away the offseason. We are moving straight into the 2022 season for the San Francisco 49ers. Woo! I'm hyped. We get to hear from Kyle, and shout out Kyle, masterclass in media. Shout out Kyle. Shout out whoever set up the podcast, masterclass in media. Because we all understand Kyle is going to go to the podium today. I think at 11 o'clock is when the 11 o'clock is when they are going to meet with local media. He has addressed in a, like, the cool thing about podcasting and doing these types of interviews is it's so more laxed. Like, you can get on with the interviewer, you can lay out talking points. All right, we're going to talk about this, we're going to talk about that. This is what we're going to do. You get on, you go live, and it's just way more of a conversational type experience. So again, that's the beauty of podcasting. It's the beauty of kind of the things that we do with players and interviewing players. Again, we had Charles O'Menahue yesterday, featuring Eric Armstead as the Uber driver. But masterclass by Kyle Shanahan, day before camp, get on a podcast with Tim Kawakami and address all the major talking points at length with context in a much different environment than at the podium with a bunch of reporters asking you spitfire questions. So great job. Masterclass in media. I thought they did they answered it all. They answered the Jimmy situation. They answered the Trey Lance situation. They discussed the Debo contract. They discussed all the social media situations going on. Masterclass. Good job. Good job by Kyle Shanahan, San Francisco 49ers PR team to get in front of it. That way we have our answers already. We got the answers. So I wonder how many questions Kyle Shanahan's going to get about Debo Samuel. Trey Lance, who's QB1? I mean, Kyle, straight up. I mean, and we know Kyle doesn't say who the quarterback is or whatever, but Trey Lance. It's training camp, baby. It's training camp, baby. What he say about the Debo situation? I actually just posted the little clip. If you guys want to, after this, go check it out. But essentially what he said is he feels very confident. He feels very confident that a deal is going to get done. He hinted at it. I feel very confident as well. I feel very confident that Debo Samuel is going to get paid here soon. There's going to be all this offseason stuff is just going to disappear into the background, and we are going to be able to focus on football. So Who knows when it will get announced? But I feel very confident. Kyle feels very confident that Deebo Samuel is going to get paid. He said that the last few weeks, John Lynch, Parag, and Tory Dandy, Deebo's agent, have been negotiating and working back and forth in communication for weeks. A lot of good signs pointing in the right direction. So I do believe, and you could take it for what it's worth. I feel like we can kind of relax a little bit. And we never say never. Things happen, things change rapidly. It's not done until it's done, right? Things in the NFL, they're not done until it's done. They can appear to be done, but they're not done until it's done. But I feel like we can kind of kick back, relax a little bit, and just wait. I feel like we just kick back, relax, just wait. I think Deebo's going to get paid. I think we're going to move forward, and we're going to focus on attacking this season and getting W's. And pretty soon, I think that's all the San Francisco 49ers could ask for at this point. I think that's all we can ask for at this point, right? The drama of the offseason is slowly fading into the background. And soon we are going to be fully focused on the football on the field. It's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. Peter says, dude, if he's not signed by today or tomorrow, I'm worried. I wouldn't worry about it. 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 Just kick back, relax, and enjoy Niner football. So very excited about that. I see a bunch of record predictions in the chat. So let's get everyone on board. Drop your record predictions for the season. Day one of training camp. Day one of training camp. What are your record predictions? Assuming Deebo Samuel gets signed, no Jimmy Garoppolo, what's it going to be? What are you thinking? (10-7), 14-3, 14-3, 11-6, SDS for the culture. 12-5, 12-5, 12-5, 13-4. Boomer Rat says we at least getting 11 wins. 11-6, 12. I got such a good feeling. Shout out Lake City, the homie. I got such a good feeling, man. Ooh, Justin sent 15-2, baby. 11-6. I think the 49ers are guaranteed getting 10 wins. I feel like you can stamp that. I think the 49ers are going to get guaranteed 10 wins, right? So then what they do after that, you leave up to variables, you leave up to trap games, you leave up to those kind of iffy ones that come down to the last minute. I think the San Francisco 49ers are going to roll through 10 wins. We understand the 49ers are going to be facing off the formidable AFC West. Lots of good teams coming in. But I do believe that we can set the floor at 10 wins. Holy hell. What the hell is that? My gardeners are acting up right now. My gardener's going crazy. What the hell, man? What the hell, man? What are you doing out there? Jeez, just shaking my whole spot. But that's how I feel. I feel like 10 wins is the floor. I feel like 10 wins is the floor. Anything else happens with the NFL season, the ups and downs that come along with it. So I'm pretty excited. I feel like we're all on brand. I feel like we're all kind of optimistic, all that kind of stuff. Uh, from my understanding, today is like administration day. You know, like remember those good old days when you were getting signed up for school and you're doing all that kind of stuff. You had your like orientation day. I feel like today's like orientation day. You know what I mean? Like they're going to report. I think everyone gets their physicals. No practice, from my understanding. You know, they're going to work out. They're going to have light workouts, things like that. I don't know if anything's actually like planned from that standpoint, but they are going to be all in the building. Again, you know, it was pretty cool. There are a lot of people there already. Because you guys remember, I interviewed Charles Omenihu yesterday, and before we got on, he hopped on when he was in the 49ers locker room, and then we together walked across the entire facility into the cafeteria, and along the way, he said what's good to like 10 players, ran into D'Amico Ryans, ran into the special teams coordinator, ran into a bunch of people. So there's a ton of people there. So looking very forward to it all. I think it's going to be a good time to be a 49er fan. With the craziness of the offseason, all the good stuff, it's going to be lovely. So very much looking forward to this time that we have. Tell him, coach, we hyped, bruh. Woo! We are hyped. We are hyped. I'll be there tomorrow. I will be there tomorrow. It's going to be litty. Shanny, we're going to hear from, I think we're going to hear from some players too. I think maybe Little John Lynch, TBD. But we are going to hear about 49ers. We're going to hear from Coach 49ers, all that good stuff. So that will be at 11. But hyped for this year. And again, big thing heading into today is that Kyle's feeling good. Also, Kyle, not a big social media guy. He says he stays off. He avoids social media like the plague. He did talk about the importance of how he can't ignore it anymore. You can't ignore social media anymore. Social media drives today's information. Shout out newspapers. Shout out all that good stuff. Shout out the old school media. But today, in today's world, social media drives news, drives conversation, drives it all. And Kyle Shanahan talked about it. He's like, I try to stay away from it. I try to avoid it like the plague, but he can't. He just can't. It is impossible. So, of course, obviously, a lot of stuff happened on social media this year. Will continue to happen. You know, we're going to somehow find our way right in the middle of it all. But it was a great interview. I definitely suggest that you go check it out. Again, you can, it was Tim Kawakami. He interviewed Kyle Shanahan on the TK show, which is a athletic podcast. So you can check that out on the Athletics website. I think it's definitely worth a listen. For sure. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to drop them in the chat. I will pull some of them up, but I do want to do this to get you guys involved. Oh, shout out Chase. He says, congrats on 38K. Hey, we're at Deshaun Goldson, baby. He says, I remember your first show. We were just chatting. Hey, shout out all the day one SDS, baby. We've come a long way. We have come a long way. Back from the garage studio that we once had. I mean, we have definitely come a long way. So shout out all the day one SDS. Shout out all the new SDS. Shout out all the SDS. Appreciate everyone who's rocking with me, everyone who engages with the content. Really do appreciate it. You want the hat. This particular hat hasn't been released yet, but you want to go check them out. Keep an eye out. Residency.com. Promo code the SF Niners. You know the vibes. Oh, El Paso checking in. Let's go. I've been to El Paso many a time. Tell him, my boy. Tell him. It's a mindset. It's a vibe. We different out here. Hey, Neil. Joe Fonzie. The Fonz. I hope so. I hope Fonzie's proud of me. Because he wasn't proud of me when we were in class together. But I think he'd be proud now. I think he would. I think he'd be like, all right, we see you. We see what you're doing. Shout out to Fonz. Legendary sports anchor and teacher, by the way. Shout out, Neil. Good to see you, boy. What's good, 49ers Minded? What's good to all the squad? We got SDS checking in from Mexico. All right, I want to do this. Which players are we most hyped for heading into this year? Which players are we most hyped for this year? I want to see the chat light up. I want to see the chat go crazy. Which players heading into the 2020 season are you most excited about? I imagine Trey could be the clubhouse leader, but let's find out. I want to see the chat light up. Who is it gonna be? Who's the dog that you are looking to see? Is it Juwan Jennings? Is it the linebacking trio? I'm going to go. I think we all agree. This is the best linebacking core in the NFL. This is the best linebacking core in the NFL. I will fight you if you disagree with me. Fred Warner, Azeez Al-Shaair, Dre Greenlaw. Ain't nobody messing with the 49ers linebackers. No one. Fight me if you disagree. The rookie, second-round draft pick, Drake Jackson. I know a lot of people are hyped to see this man. A lot of good buzz out of minicamp on Drake Jackson. I know lots of people are hyped. The Hemi Ward. Oh, boy. Big year for Jimmy. Jimmy hinted at testing free agency at the end of the year. We might get one of Jimmy Ward's best years. I feel like Jimmy Ward plays best when he is pissed the F off. And I think Jimmy's pissed because I think Jimmy wanted a little contract extension, a little forever Niner action. I think we all want that. I don't know if he's getting that. So that's extra motivation for Himothy. Oh, Mr. Kittle up the middle. Rocking the residency, by the way. So I've been rocking with Kittle since day one. You guys know he's a draft crush. His family. I know his family relatively well. The family is talking about Kittle in a very specific way this year. The family is talking about, this is year 6 for Kittle. They're talking about, this is going to be the year. Like and George Kittle is, again, voted by execs, players, and coaches the best tight end in the NFL. All his family right now is like, oh, yeah, we got a feeling about this year. We got a special feeling about Kittle this year. Again, Kittle had an up and down season last year. Up and down. I think it went it just went under discussed. At one point, the fan base was calling for him to get traded. I think Kittle is in for a big year this year. Oh, and I think we all agree. We're all excited to see Trey Lance darts. Wake up, honey. Wake up. Trey Lance arm fitness. Hashtag Trey darts. Hashtag training camp. Hashtag get this money. Everyone is hyped to see Trey Lance. Brandon Ayuk. Oh boy. Oh boy. I know you're hyped. These two boys right here, the boys having lunch with Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch, laughing about arm fatigue. Feels like a storm is a brewing. Feels like the storm's coming, baby. Feels like the storm is coming. You got your umbrella? You got your raincoat? You got your little knee-high boots to weather the storm? I don't know. But it feels like the storm is coming. Are you ready? Do you have the proper outdoor material? Do you have the proper umbrellas? Like I said, monsoon. Oh boy, tsunami. The tsunami's coming. The Trey-nami is coming. Woo! Hype. These boys gonna go to the moon. Get your stonks now before it's too late. Oh, look at the kid. Look at the kid, Deebo Samuel. Can he replicate the production of last year? Can he do it? Can he do it? That's a big task. This dude produced like a son of a gun last year. He produced at a high rate. Oh, yeah. Tell him. Deebo. Whoa. Deebo. Oh. Deebo. Oh. Can't wait. We didn't get to do that in Levi's last year. We're doing that in Levi's this year. Are you hyped for an entire Levi's stadium? An entire Levi's stadium just chant in like that low Deebo. Oh boy. If we can all get on pace and we can all get on tune, that could be one of the greatest stadium chants in the history of all stadium chants. Deebo's going to go crazy. That boy Al-Shair, he's coming. He's coming. Breakout. We thought we saw a breakout last year. Ooh, I don't know. Maybe we get an even better season from Aziz this year. It is a range of outcome. It can absolutely happen. It can absolutely happen. 100%. And the and the dopest Uber driver in the history of 49ers football. In the history of 49ers football, Eric Armstead. This dude has become a menace on the interior, on the exterior of the defensive line, locker room leader. Every time I've talked about Eric Armstead with one of these players, anytime I've talked about Eric Armstead with one of these players, even if Eric Armstead is sitting right next to him driving, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. The team respects this guy. Like up there. Like in the highest regard for leaders. They respect this man. We respect this man. So shout out Eric Armstead. There's a lot of good players. There's a lot of good players on this team that deserve some shine. It's going to be a good time, man. We just went through that whole list. We didn't talk about I see people talking about Danny Gray. My guy Jose. Danny Gray. Hyped to see Danny Gray. We got all kinds of talent on this roster. This roster is going to go nuts. So a little Mike McGlinchey action. The return of the McGlinch. Need him this year. Don't for 1 second believe that we don't need him. We absolutely do. We didn't even talk about Kinlaw. Oh, boy. Kinlaw about to go crazy. He's just going to pretend everyone on the other team is just a bunch of squirrels running around, and he's hunting. He's hungry, and he's hunting. Remember? Squirrel chicken nuggets. He's just going to be looking at all these dudes. Squirrel chicken nuggets. He's going to eat them all. This dude's hungry. He's starving to get on the field. And that is a good recipe to have. The hunger, the want, the internal motivation. You can talk about external motivation. You can talk about internal motivation. This is internal motivation for Javon Kinlaw. He is internally in his soul motivated to be great. And that's what you want. You can be motivated by external things, by the way things are perceived, contracts, sponsors, whatever. You can be motivated by external things. But the guys who shine the most are the internally driven, internally motivated type players. And Javon Kinlaw, I tell you with every sense of my being that he is internally motivated to just make you remember why he was a first-round draft pick. And that should be exciting in of itself, because I think Kinlaw had been kind of an externally motivated guy up until, dealing with the injury and stuff like that. You got a little bit of mixed reviews from Javon Kinlaw early on, from players, from people around the team. That's changed. A flip has switched, and Javon Kinlaw is ready to hurt someone in a good way. On the football field, of course. So super excited about Kinlaw. Really cannot wait. Really cannot wait to see these guys ball. We got Callie says TDP, Danny Gray. TDP. Shout out TDP. He got iced out. He got a new chain. He's looking fresh. Want to see Ayuk. My guy Corey says Lance, period. Number 2 would be Bosa. Well, who's number 1? But the Hufanga Ward combo, gonna be fun. Aziz. Trey Sermon sighting. We see the Trey Sermon. Oh yeah, we got all the boys out today. Shout out all the homies. Elijah Mitchell, under discussed. We'll see, man. We will see. I'm hyped. Charvarius Ward, underrated. I agree. I agree with this. I don't think this is out. Like, this isn't crazy talk at all. Nick Bosa getting 20 sacks is not crazy talk. Like, Literally, I see a world that exists where we are talking about Nick Bosa getting 20 sacks. We're talking about Nick Bosa, defensive player of the year. We're talking about Nick Bosa, the best defensive lineman in the 2020 season. We could be talking about that. We absolutely could. We don't know yet, but it is a range of outcome. And Nick Bosa getting 15 and a half sacks should have been 16 and a half sacks. If you don't recall, shout out Ambry Thomas for wiping one of those away in the Bengals game. Should have been 16 and a half, but goes down on the stat sheet as 15 and a half. Nick Bosa talks about how he wasn't 100% last year. Well, now we're going to get 100% Nick Bosa. We get 100% Nick Bosa. We get Javon Kinlaw. We get Eric Armstead. We get Charles Omenihu, Samson Ebukam, Kamoko Toure, Drake Jackson, Hassan Ridgeway, Kevin Givens. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. If we get huge production from guys like Eric Armstead, Javon Kinlaw, Charles Omenihu, Samson Ebukam, Kevin Givens, if those guys show up and you have to divert, like they're already going to be sliding protection to Nick Bosa already. They're already going to be chipping Nick Bosa. Nick Bosa is going to get protection slid his way. He's going to have a tight end chip him. He's going to have a running back chip him. He's already going to get double teamed a ton. If these other guys can feast in one-on-one situations and you force offensive coordinators to say, oh, crap, we can't dedicate all our resources to stopping Nick Bosa. We actually have to worry about interior pressure. You take away the running back chipping Nick Bosa because you have to focus on Javon Kinlaw bursting through the middle. Interior pressure is the quickest way to the quarterback. I know we focus a lot on edge pressure, but if you get interior pressure and you start forcing the quarterback out and off his spot, then you have the guys collapsing the pocket around him. Oh, boy. I'm hyped. So 20 sack season, Nick Bosa, real range of outcome could absolutely happen 100%. We could be talking about Nick Bosa as a defensive player of the year when it's all said and done. Smash that like button if you agree. Can't forget the silverback gorilla, Mr. T.W. Trent Williams is going to shine. Whew. I can't wait. I cannot wait to be blessed with another season of Trent Williams playing football. I just, again, want to speak to this group and speak to the SDS. Again, you guys know I have been pro Trent Williams the day he's got here. The day I found out that the 49ers traded for Trent Williams, I said on live, I think the 49ers just upgraded over Joe Staley. And right now, you probably would all agree with me. In that moment of finding out that the 49ers we were on stream when it happened. And I said that. The chat was like, you're crazy. Upgrade over Joe Staley? I was like, that's no disrespect to Joe Staley. Joe Staley, all pro, future Hall of Famer, legend. I think the 49ers just upgraded. I think you all understand what I was talking about. I think you now all understand what I was talking about. Last year, before last season, I put out a player ranking. I said Trent Williams is the best player on this team. No one agreed with me. Not one person said. They said, "Nah, it's Bosa, it's Fred, it's George." I said, "No." Like, and George has historically been one of my favorite players in the entire league. I said, "No. Trent Williams is the best player on this team." No, 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 no. Do you guys see where I'm coming from? Trent Williams. And I've been saying all this offseason, Trent Williams is the best player in the league. Oh, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. Oh, well, some of these player rankings that are coming out might disagree. So we are in for a treat. You now all recognize the greatness in Trent Williams that is around us. And I want you to absorb it. I want you to recognize it. And I want you to just understand how great and how lucky we are to have one of the best players to ever play in the NFL, ever. Not just on the 49ers, not just like this guy's generational. Like he is that different. So again, I will put all the respect on Trent Williams. We get to witness greatness week in and week out. So just had to go on my little Trent Williams rant. That good. He's that good. But I'm excited, man. We're a couple minutes away from the press conference coming up. I don't know if the 49ers are going to be streaming it or not. Doesn't really feel like they will. I don't really see anything on YouTube that would indicate that the 49ers are going to be streaming this press conference. You never know. Maybe they will. But as it stands right now, I do not see anything that would indicate that the 49ers are going to be making this press conference available. We'll see. It feels like this would be one of those where you would kind of get the first one underway and kind of let everyone access to. I don't know. I don't see it anywhere. So we'll keep an eye out for that. But in 10 minutes, we're going to start getting updates. We're going to start getting all that stuff. So always keep an eye out for 49ers Twitter. Sometimes they just put the pressers on 49ers Twitter. So just keep an eye out. It is on YouTube. Drop the link. If you are seeing it, if you're seeing it on YouTube, drop the link. Drop the link in the chat for all the squad. Okay. Maybe I'm just not seeing it. But drop the link in the chat for the whole squad. Okay, I see it too. I lied. I see it too. There it is. So you got it up right here. We dropped the link? I could probably drop the link. So it's here. I lied. False alarm. False alarm. Let me see if I can get it shared here. We're going to share. We're going to copy. So here we go. We're dropping it. Link dropped. Boom. Just like that. So this is going to be kicking up here in about not 2 seconds, but less than 10 minutes. We're going to hear from John Lynch. We're going to hear from Kyle Shanahan. We're going to hear from all the people. So pretty soon here, we're all going to make the great migration and hop over into the stream and get ready, because guess what? Football is back. Football is back. You love to see it. We made it, guys. We made it. It's been a long road. It's been a long, long process, but we finally made it. We made it to Sunday and then some. So it's been a great ride. Shout out to all the squad rocking all off season. It's been a wild one. It's been crazy. What are the keynotes to look for, to listen for? I imagine they're going to be asked about Trey, Jimmy, and Debo. Obviously, what Kyle's going to talk about is going to be reiterating what he said in the podcast last night. But other than that, I think we're just going to get a lot of just, hey, welcome back, things like that. I don't know what type of updates we are going to be getting. It's going to be interesting. It's like the first day of school all over again. It's like the first day of school all over again. So really looking forward to it. But I do think we'll hear potentially if they've signed any players, maybe if players have gotten released, maybe a D Ford update. We'll see if the 49ers actually did sign Robert Nkemdiche. We'll find that out potentially. Maybe we'll get some of those updates. Maybe we'll get some injury updates. I don't know. Maybe stuff like that. Those would be the key things that I would be looking out for. Maybe just see if they definitively talk about Trey Lance as quarterback one, stuff like that. So just listen to the way in which they speak about all that good stuff. So that is coming up in less than 7 minutes or so. So before you hop on, look at the chat, bro. Look at the SDS, undefeated. No one's been placed on the PUP as of now. Well, maybe that gets announced today. We'll find out. Again, if you need the link, here is the link to the stream. And we are going, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to hop into the chat. We're going to listen to the interview. I'll do my reporting on Twitter. And then we are going to come back for a reaction live after this. Okay. So once this live is over with Kyle and John, I will be coming back on. We will do a live. We will talk about what they discussed, any news that comes away from it, all that kind of stuff. We will come back on the opposite side and we will react to what is said from John Lynch, Kyle Shanahan, and any of the players that come up. So make sure you keep an eye out for that. That's why put the notifications on so you can see. I don't know if I might just hop on and go live. So make sure you put your notification bells on so you don't miss the reaction show. We'll talk about all the things that are addressed and discussed in today's press conference, and then we will go from there. Shout out all the SDS. Shout out all the bread gang. The chat is already going up. You love to see it. And I look forward to seeing you guys. The great migration begins. Go head over to the 49ers stream. And in great SDS fashion, go like that video. Get this thing to the moon, because shout out to 49ers for streaming this. They don't have to. They don't have to bring us this content. So we do thank the 49ers for streaming it. Like that button for them. Hit that thing to the moon, because we do appreciate them bringing us this content, and it helps them just like it helps us. So make sure you jump into the chat, like that button, get this thing to the moon, and let's have a phenomenal day. We'll see you guys on the opposite side. Shout out all the SDS. We're a vibe. You know how it goes. I'll see you guys on the other side. I'll drop in the chat as well. Let's go. See y'all later. Brad gang.